Welcome to this economic lecture series. In this lecture, we will take Human Development Report of 2020. So, the overall development of a country generally it is believed to be seen as a increase in the GDP, but the country's development depends upon the other aspects also, like the literacy, like the health sector, and the standard of living, the poverty rates. All those things also define the country's development. So that's what this human development report shows. Okay, so we will see all those aspects in this lecture. Moving ahead, I request you to please subscribe this channel. This is a new channel, so I need your support. Further, I request you to please go through this lecture till the end so that you will have a complete picture regarding the topic. Okay, so the first time that it was created, that's Human Development Index and all, it was created by the Mahbub ul Haq of the Pakistan, followed by the economist the famous Amartya Sen in the 1990, and is published by the United Nations Development Program. Okay, Human Development Report, it was first that was created by the Mahbub ul Haq and followed by the economist Amartya Sen in the 1990, and it was published by the United Nations Development Program, UNDP. And UNDP is a global network for the development that advocates the change and connects countries to the knowledge, experience and resource to help people build a better life for themselves. So the UNDP provides expert advice, training and grant support to the developing countries with an increasing emphasis on the assistance to the least developed countries. So it is that if any country which is a least developed or the developing countries, so developed countries will provide support to them in increasing the living of the life standard of the people. So it will be decided on the basis of the what is the standard of living for them, what is the knowledge they are getting, what is the education, what is the health sector of that nation. On that basis, the developed countries will be helping the developing nations or the underdeveloped nations. Okay, so for that this UNDP releases that human development report every year. Okay, so India in this year for the 2020, India has been dropped by the 2 rank. So right now it is at 131. Earlier India was standing at 120 now. So in this 2020 it has been fall down to 131 out of 189 countries. So HDI, Human Development Index, is a summary measures of assessing long-term progress. That 3 basic dimensions of human development have been taken for this human development index, that is a long life, healthy life, that is the health sector, access to the knowledge, education and the decent standard of living. But now these are the basic 3 dimensions of the human development index to calculate it. But now other more dimensions have been added by the inequality present in the society, equality, that relevance given to the male and the female genders and all. Okay, so for the first time UNDP, United Nations Development Program, introduced a new metric to reflect the impact caused by each country's per capita carbon emissions, and it is a material footprint. So this first time UNDP has introduced a new metric to calculate the development of a nation, where we will have check, where we will have another dimension where each country's per capita carbon emissions or the material footprint will also be calculated. So now again here the Paris Agreement goals comes into our picture, where India has promised to reduce the carbon emission to 33 to 35% of the GDP by 2030. Further, India has promised to use the 40% of its electrical uses based upon the renewable source of energy, and India is going to build a 2.5 billion to 3 billion tons of carbon sink, that is afforestation is required. So all these aspects, so if India achieved by this 2030, so India's ranking will be more ultimately, because India, if you are improving the climate, so it means what, you are giving a clean air to live, you are giving a clean and equal air environment to live all the sectors of the people. Like suppose the rich people who are driving the car are producing the carbon emission, but the poor people who are living on the roadside are bearing those carbon emissions, but they don't have a role in that carbon emission. They are not producing that carbon emission, but ultimately that carbon emitted by the rich people are borne by the poor people. So that kind of inequality is present. So if we are able to achieve that Paris Agreement goal, so the most of the sustainable development goals and all whatever we have till the 2030, we will be able to achieve, and we will be able to provide almost equal living standard to each and every section of the society. Okay, so the first time UNDP has introduced a new metric to reflect the impact caused by the country's per capita carbon emission and its metal footprint, which measures the amount of fossil fuels, metals and the resources used to make the goods and the services it consumes. So it will measures all those things, whatever the fossil fuels, what are the metals you are using to generate the goods and services. And India's gross national income per capita on the basis of purchase power parity dropped as per the report. So what do you understand the purchase power parity? Let us suppose in USA at $2 you were able to buy a burger. Okay, so if you let us suppose $1 rupees 80 is equal to $1. So for $2 it will be rupees around 160. Okay, but in the Indian burger, that McDonald's, if you go, it will be cost 200 plus. It means what? It is not equal to that relevant cost. There are many factors involved in this, like suppose in USA the buns will be cheaper, or let us suppose a tikki will be cheaper, or other products will be cheaper, but in the India the taxes are imposed and other things are imposed. So that is called the purchase power parity. So India's purchase power parity has been dropped. It means what? The prices have been increased. Like here 160 200 rupees burger, now if the purchase power parity is dropped, so let us suppose this burger price will increase to rupees 250. So it means what? The purchase power parity of India has been dropped. So it is an economic indicator, that is PPP, purchase power parity, is an economic indicator that reflects the purchasing power parity of the currencies of various nations of the world against each other. If the purchasing power parity is dropping, it means the value of the rupee is dropping. It means that if the $1 is equal to rupees 80, if the purchasing power parity has been dropped, it means now the $1 will be around rupees 80 plus. Okay, India's HDI, Human Development Index, value for 2019 is 0.645, and if you see for the 1990 it was around 0.4 something. Okay, so almost we have improved to 51 point some percent. So we have worked a lot. The poverty has been almost eradicated, not eradicated completely, but we have able to remove the poverty also. India is doing well in that, because the population of the country is so much, the ranking used to fall down. If you see that other countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan and all those are working good or working similar to the India only in the Human Development Index report. Why? The only reason is because of the less population, and India has a huge population, so it is a challenge for India. So India's Human Development Index is around in 2019 0.645, which is in the medium human development category. So between 1990 and 2019, India's human development value increased from 0.429 to 0.645, that has been mentioned here, and it has been increased to 50.3%. Norway is on the top, then we will have a Switzerland. Norway is on top, then we will have Switzerland, then we will have Hong Kong, and then Iceland. Okay, so these 5 nations, Norway, Ireland, Switzerland, Hong Kong and Iceland, these are the top 5 countries on the Human Development Report. Okay, so between 1990 and the 2019, India's life expectancy at the birth increased by, that between 1990 and the 2019 it has been increased by 11.8 years. It has increased by 11.8. It means that plus 11.8 years, and mean years of schooling has been increased by 3.5 years, that is plus 3.5 years, and expected year of schooling has been increased by plus 4.5 years. So what all these terms are means, life expectancy about that the child who has been born that are expected to live more, their mortality rate is decreasing. That's something called life expectancy of the birth, that it refers to the average number of years as a newborn expected to live if mortality patterns at the time of its birth remain constant in the future. It means that average years of living of a newborn baby will increase. How much it has been increased? It has been increased by plus 11.8 years, and it has been observed that we are reaching about the average life expectancy of a people. It is coming to around 60 years, that is 59 point something, that is almost 60 years. Mean years of schooling is the average number of completed years of education of a country's population aged 25 years and the older. It means that it has been increased by plus 3.5 years, plus 3.5 years. It has been increased for the people for 25 years and the aged one, that is mean years of schooling for them. And expected years of schooling for the children up to 2 years old has been expected, has been also increased up to plus 4.5 years. Okay, so India's that GNI per capita increased by 223.9% between 1990 and 2019. I have one doubt regarding this data. Please ignore this data. Okay, please ignore this data. Okay, now life expectancy of the India's birth at 69.7 years, that has been life expectancy we have increased to 69.7 years. So sorry, I forgot, I told that 59 point something. No, it is 69.7 years life expectancy we have, that we are reaching up to the 70 years. So if you see slightly compared with the South Asian nations, it is 69.9 years and we have 69.7, so almost we are similar, and but slightly higher than the average of medium development index grouping in the 69.7. So it is like that our life expectancy have been increased. It means what? If the life expectancy of a country is increasing, it means what? We have improved our medical facilities. The medical facilities of that nations have been improved, and still we are improving a lot, and government expenditure in the medical sector have been increased. Okay, so India, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Nepal, Cambodia, Kenya and Pakistan are ranked under the countries with the medium human development with rank between 120 to 156. So it is like they are coming almost similar to the India's ranking. Why? Because they have a less population. So what are the objectives of the human development reports? The human development focuses on the approach that entails people and their opportunities and choices. The objectives behind the publishing this report are the actual 3 indices of the human development report is like the health facilities, education, knowledge facilities and the standard of living. These 3 were the part of the human development index. Okay, that a long healthy life, access to knowledge and the decent standard of living. So the objectives behind the publishing this report are advancement of human development, expansion of opportunities, choices and freedom of people across the globe, introduction to the innovative ideas concerning human development, advocation of practical policy changes and challenging the policies and approaches that hinder the human development, like in this medical facilities challenges. So to all those things, these are the objectives behind the publishing the report, that we should be focusing on those targets. We have to achieve those things. We have to advance our human development. The expansion opportunities should be there. Equality should be maintained. All those things are the motive behind the generating those reports, so that there will be a competition behind all the countries to come first in the race. Okay, so UNDP actually releases HDR, which comprises the composite indices. So right now, like that composite, that 5 indices have been developed. So human development index, inequality adjustment human development index will be there, gender development index, that male, female, all the third gender will also be included, the gender inequality index, multi-dimensional poverty index, and in that one we have improved a lot. So human development index, it is a human development indicator which ranks country by combining measures of the 3 dimensions given below. So these are the 3 dimensions. In the starting I'm saying that in the human development indicator which ranks the country by combining the measures of 3 dimensions given below, these are the 3 major dimensions: long and healthy life, medical facility, knowledge, that is education, the decent standard of living, that is the poverty. Okay, that poverty should not be there. A few important points about the indices are given below. Healthy life is measured by, how the healthy life will be measured? Improving the medical facility. Life expectancy at the birth should be increased. Knowledge is measured by what? Expecting years of the schooling, mean years of schooling. in the starting I have explained what is the expected years of schooling, that is for the people above 25 years and 25 years and the plus old years, that is mean years of schooling, then expected years of schooling for the 2-year-old child. Okay, a standard of living is measured by the gross national income per capita, that is the purchasing power parity. Okay, on that 3 basis we used to indexes are calculated. So HDR, Human Development Report Inequality Adjusted Human Development Index, so it is another indicator that has been introduced in the 2010, and apart from the 3 dimension that HDI uses with ranking country, the Inequality Adjusted Human Development Index considered inequality as the 4th dimension. The 3 dimensions are this one: long healthy life, knowledge, education, and the decent standard of living, that is the poverty, and the 4th one will be the inequality. Inequality will be the 4th dimension to calculate the human development of a nation. Okay, now Gender Development Index will be the another one. The inequality between the gender is measured by the Gender Development Index, and it was introduced in the 1995 with the HDR, and its objective are to add a new dimension to the already existing HDI, which is a gender sensitive. Should make the gender sensitive. Like now we have to make male, female, on all the 3rd gender should be included in this one. It is taken as a rival indicator to gross domestic product, GDP, and gross national product, and the gaps between the genders in areas like life expectancy, education, incomes are considered to be measured under the human development. So life expectancy of all the genders, male, female, 3rd gender, should be included in this one human development indices report. The HDR, Gender Inequality Index, the Gender Inequality Index releases with the Human Development Report, uses 3 aspects of human development to measure the inequality genders. So reproductive health, what is the reproductive facility, how the females are treated in that scenario, empowerment of that gender, either male or female, economic status, labor market participation, and multi-dimensional poverty index should be there. In that India has improved a lot, and the multi-dimensional poverty index released by the UNDP HDR gives a comprehensive picture of the people living in the poverty, and it uses the 3 dimension of the HDI, Human Development Index, to measure the overlapping deprivation among the head count. That is the 3 dimensional is that one, medical facilities, education, and the poverty rates. And the other indices have been used as the inequality and the gender equality. All these terms have been included as the other dimensions. The important 3 indices are your education, that is medical facilities, and the 3rd one will be your poverty, that standard of living, the proportion of people that are poor, average number of deprivation each poor person experiences at the same time. So what is the average number of deprivation that each poor person has been separating? That's what the multi-dimensional poverty index should be, that has been introduced to calculate all those aspects. Okay, so I hope you understand this lecture. Please like and subscribe. Your subscription is a form of payment for me. It is a new channel, so I need your support. Further, if you have any doubts, if you want any feedback, if you want to give any feedback, or if you want any on-demand video lecture, please feel free to ping on my Twitter handle. Thank you.